My friends, I want to speak to you today about something deep within your heart. Something you have wrestled with in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when the weight of life presses down on you. It is the thought of giving up, the temptation to stop, to let go, to say, "I've had enough." Life will test you in ways you never expected. It will place obstacles in your path that seem insurmountable. It will knock you down when you least expect it, leaving you questioning whether you have the strength to get back up. There will be moments when the weight of your burdens feels too heavy, when the dreams you once held so dearly seem too far away, and when the road faith is the force that keeps you moving forward when fear tries to hold you back. It is the belief in something greater than your present circumstances, the confidence that even in uncertainty there is a purpose, a plan, and a path forward. Fear, on the other hand, is the voice that whispers doubt, the weight that paralyzes you, the unseen chain that keeps you from stepping into the life you were meant to live. Every person faces fear at some point. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But the difference between those who live in defeat and those who rise above is not the absence of fear, but the presence of faith. Faith does not mean you will never be afraid. It does not mean that you will never face moments of doubt. It means that when fear comes knocking, you choose to trust instead of tremble. You choose to believe in the possibilities rather than the limitations. You choose to step forward even when you cannot see the whole road ahead. Fear thrives in uncertainty, but faith flourishes in the unknown. The greatest breakthroughs, the most incredible victories, come to those who refuse to let fear dictate their actions. So many dreams are lost, not because they were impossible, but because fear convinced someone they were. Fear magnifies obstacles, making them seem bigger than they really are. It whispers lies, telling you that you are not good enough, not strong enough. But faith tells a different story. Faith says that even when the odds seem stacked against you, you are not alone. Faith says that even when you cannot see the way, a way will be made. Faith says that the mountains in front of you are not there to stop you, but to be moved by your belief. There will be times when fear grips your heart so tightly that it feels impossible to move. In those moments, you must remind yourself of the times you thought you wouldn't make it, but did. You must remember the battles you have already won, the storms you have already survived. If you made it through before, you can make it through again. Fear wants you to forget your past victories, but faith reminds you that you have overcome before and you will overcome again. The difference between a life of fear and a life of faith is the willingness to take the next step. Fear tells you to stay where it is safe, where it is comfortable, where there is no risk. But faith pushes you to grow, to move, to reach for something greater. It calls you to step into the unknown, trusting that there is something waiting for you on the other side. Every great story of triumph is a story of faith. Faith in oneself, faith in a higher purpose, faith in the journey. Fear will always try to creep in, but you do not have to let it take root. You can choose to replace fear with faith. You can choose to believe that the challenges in front of you are not there to defeat you, but to develop you. You can choose to see setbacks not as signs to stop, but as lessons to learn. Faith is not the absence of struggle, but the determination to keep moving forward despite it. Every time you choose faith over fear, you step into a greater version of yourself. You silence the doubt. You push past the hesitation. You prove to yourself that fear has no power over you unless you give it permission. So when fear comes, stand firm. When doubt rises, hold on. When uncertainty tries to shake you, trust that there is something greater ahead. Faith will carry you where fear never could. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It comes in many forms: disappointment, loss, failure, rejection. But no matter how it arrives, it always leaves a mark. In the moment, pain feels like an enemy, something to run from, something to avoid at all costs. It can be overwhelming, heavy, and relentless. It can make you question everything: your purpose, your strength, even your worth. But pain is never without purpose. Every trial, every heartbreak, every hardship carries within it the seeds of growth, transformation, and strength. Pain has a way of revealing things that comfort never could. It strips away distractions and forces you to confront what truly matters. It pushes you beyond what you thought you were capable of, breaking down the limits you once placed on yourself. There are lessons hidden in every struggle, wisdom buried in every hardship, and strength forged in every tear. The moments that test you the most are the very moments that shape you the most. Think back to the hardest moments of your life. At the time, they may have felt unbearable. You may have wondered if you would ever make it through. But now, looking back, you see that those moments changed you. They made you stronger. They taught you something you never would have learned otherwise. Pain forces you to grow in ways you never would have chosen on your own. It stretches you, refines you, and prepares you for what is coming next. Every great story of triumph is a story of someone who endured pain but did not let it break them. The strongest people are not those who have never suffered, but those who have suffered and refused to give up. Pain has a way of deepening your character, increasing your empathy, and sharpening your focus. It teaches you patience when you are forced to wait, resilience when you are forced to endure, and faith when you are forced to trust. Sometimes pain closes a door because it is leading you to a better one. What seems like rejection is often redirection. What feels like a loss is sometimes a necessary step towards something greater. It is easy to see pain as a setback, but in reality it is often a setup for something better. The struggles you face today are strengthening you for the victories you will celebrate tomorrow. Pain also connects you with others in a way that nothing else can. When you have walked through suffering, you are able to relate to others in their suffering. You understand their struggles because you have been there. You are able to encourage them because you have survived. Pain does not just change you, it equips you to be a source of strength for others. It allows you to turn your trials into testimonies, your wounds into wisdom, and your struggles into stories of hope. The truth is, no pain is wasted. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt is being woven into a greater story. The very thing that was meant to break you is often the thing that builds you. The difficulties you endure today are shaping you into the person you need to be for the future that is waiting for you. So when pain comes, do not run from it. Do not let it convince you that you are alone or that you are defeated. Instead, embrace it as part of your journey. Know that even in the hardest moments, there is purpose. Know that even in the struggle, you are being prepared for something greater. One day you will look back and realize that your greatest challenges were actually your greatest teachers. And when that day comes, you will see that every ounce of pain was worth it. Failure is something every person will experience at some point in life. It is unavoidable, unpredictable, and often painful. But failure is not the end of the road. It is only a part of the journey. Too many people allow failure to define them, to dictate their worth, and to determine their future. They believe that because they have failed, they are failures. But that is a lie. Failure is not who you are. It is only an event, a moment, a lesson. It does not define you unless you allow it to. Some of the greatest success stories in history are built on failure. The most accomplished people in the world have faced rejection, defeat, and loss. The difference between them and those who quit is that they refuse to let failure stop them. They did not see failure as a sign to give up, but as an opportunity to grow, adjust, and come back stronger. Every setback they faced became a stepping stone to something greater. They understood that failure is not the opposite of success, it is a necessary part of it. Failure is not proof that you are incapable, it is proof that you are trying. It means you are stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, and pushing yourself towards something greater. The only people who never fail are those who never try. They stay where it is safe, avoiding challenges and risks. But in doing so, they also avoid growth, opportunity, and success. Playing it safe may protect you from failure, but it also keeps you from reaching your full potential. When you experience failure, it is easy to become discouraged. It is easy to let negative thoughts take over, telling you that you are not good enough, that you will never succeed, that you should just give up. But those thoughts are not the truth. The truth is that failure is temporary, but the lessons it teaches you can last a lifetime. Each failure carries valuable insight, showing you what needs to change, what needs to improve, and what needs to be done differently. If you are willing to learn from failure instead of fearing it, it will become one of your greatest teachers. There will be times when failure feels personal. It will hurt, it will disappoint, and it may even bring you to your lowest point. But even in those moments, you have a choice. You can either let failure break you, or you can use it to build something greater. You can let it define you, or you can redefine yourself through it. Your worth is not determined by how many times you fail, but by how many times you rise after falling. Strength is not found in avoiding failure, but in overcoming it. One of the most powerful things you can do is change your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as an end, see it as a beginning. Instead of letting it discourage you, let it drive you. Instead of letting it silence you, let it inspire you to try again. Failure is not a label that should be placed on your life. It is a chapter in your story, and you get to decide how the rest of the story unfolds. The most successful people in the world are not those who never failed, but those who refused to stay down when they did. They kept going when others stopped. They pushed forward when others walked away. They turned their failures into motivation, using every setback as fuel to propel them towards something greater. And you can do the same. No matter how many times you have fallen, no matter how many times you have failed, you are not finished yet. The only way failure can define you is if you let it. But if you choose to rise, to learn, to keep moving forward, then failure will not be your identity. It will be your stepping stone to success. Strength is not something you find in the world around you. It is something that already exists within you. Too often, people look for strength in external sources, other people, circumstances, validation, or material success. But real strength does not come from outside approval or favorable conditions. It comes from deep within, from the unshakable core of who you are, from the resilience that has carried you through life's hardest moments. Strength is not given to you, it is built within you, shaped through adversity, refined through struggle, and revealed when you need it most. There will be times when life pushes you to the edge, when everything seems too difficult and you feel like you have nothing left to give. You will face challenges that test your endurance, setbacks that shake your confidence, and moments of doubt that make you wonder if you have what it takes to keep going. But strength is not about never feeling weak. It is about what you do when you feel weak. It is about digging deep, pushing forward, and refusing to give up, even when every part of you wants to stop. Strength is not measured by how much you can lift or how much you can endure without struggle. It is measured by your ability to rise after falling, to keep believing when everything seems uncertain, and to face your fears with courage. Real strength is quiet, steady, and unbreakable. It is not about appearing strong to others. It is about knowing deep within yourself that no matter what comes your way, you will not be defeated. Many people think strength comes from an easy life, from never facing hardship or pain. But the truth is, strength is forged in difficulty. It is built through the battles you fight, the challenges you overcome, and the obstacles you push through. Every hardship you endure is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. Every time you refuse to quit, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Strength is also about belief. Belief in yourself, in your purpose, in your ability to overcome. It is easy to feel strong when everything is going well, but true strength is revealed in the moments when nothing makes sense. When the road ahead is unclear, when you are faced with pain, loss, or disappointment, that is when you must look within and find the power that has always been there. No one else can give you strength. Encouragement from others may lift you for a moment, But lasting strength must come from within. It is something you cultivate every day by choosing not to give in to fear, by standing firm in the face of adversity, and by refusing to let life's difficulties break you. Strength is built in the small choices you make. The decision to get up when you feel like staying down. The decision to keep going when everything in you wants to stop. The decision to trust that your struggles are not meant to destroy you, but to make you stronger. You are more powerful than you realize. There is a fire inside of you that no setback can extinguish, a resilience that no hardship can erase. You may not always feel strong, but strength is not about what you feel, it is about what you do. Every time you choose to rise, every time you choose to fight, every time you choose to believe in yourself, even when the odds seem against you, you are proving that your strength is real. No matter what comes your way, remember this. The strength you need is already inside of you. You just have to find it, trust it, and let it carry you forward. No matter where you are in life right now, no matter what you have been through, no matter how many setbacks, disappointments, or hardships you have faced, your story is not over. The best is yet to come. It is easy to feel discouraged when things do not go as planned, when life takes unexpected turns, when dreams seem delayed, or when the road ahead looks uncertain. But just because you have struggled does not mean your future is limited. Just because you have faced failure does not mean success is out of reach. What you have seen so far is not all there is. Greater things are ahead if you do not give up. Life has a way of testing your patience and your faith. There will be times when it feels like nothing is changing, when it seems like your hard work is not paying off, when you start to wonder if things will ever get better. In those moments, it is tempting to settle, to lower your expectations, to believe that this is as good as it gets. But that is not the truth. Just because you cannot see the breakthrough yet does not mean it is not coming. Just because you do not have the answers yet does not mean the answers will never come. Every season of struggle is leading to something greater. Every challenge is preparing you for what is ahead. Too often people give up too soon. They let their past define them. They let disappointment convince them that they are not meant for more. They stop dreaming, stop hoping, and stop believing that better days are ahead. But if you hold on, if you keep pressing forward, you will see that what is ahead is greater than what is behind. The hardships you have faced are not wasted. The pain you have endured is not meaningless. Every trial has strengthened you. Every difficulty has prepared you, and every setback has set you up for a greater comeback. You have to remind yourself that what you see today is not the full picture. Just because things are hard now does not mean they will always be hard. Just because you are in a season of waiting does not mean you will always be waiting. Life has a way of changing in an instant. The doors that were once closed can suddenly open. The opportunities that seemed impossible can appear when you least expect them. The dreams that seemed delayed can come to life in ways you never imagined. The best is yet to come does not mean life will be without challenges. It does not mean you will never face struggles again. But it does mean that no struggle is greater than the strength inside of you. It means that no setback is powerful enough to keep you from your purpose. It means that no matter what you have been through, you still have more ahead of you than behind you. There is more joy to experience, more victories to celebrate, more doors to walk through, and more opportunities waiting for you. The key is to keep going, to keep believing that the future holds something greater, to not let the past convince you that you have already seen the best of what life has to offer. You are still growing, you are still becoming. There are still lessons to learn, relationships to build, dreams to chase, and victories to claim. Your story is still unfolding, and the best chapters have not even been written yet. No matter how hard the journey has been, no matter how many times you have been knocked down, remember this: your best days are still ahead. Keep going, keep believing, and never lose hope. The best is yet to come. So no matter what you have been through, no matter how many setbacks you have faced, do not lose heart. Your journey is not over, and your story is still being written. The challenges you have endured are not the end. They are the foundation for something greater. Keep moving forward with faith, with hope, and with the unwavering belief that your best days are still ahead. Stay strong, stay patient, and stay ready, because the best is yet to come.